Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Estonian Football Podcast, the first podcast of 2026. And we are delighted to be joined by Nõmme United head coach Slawomir Cisakowski. Welcome, Slawomir. How are you doing today?
Thank you for the invitation. I really appreciate it to be first one this year. I hope it's going to be a good start for your podcast for the further guests.
Perfect. Yeah, we appreciate you coming on. To say the first question, I had a look at your career. You've been like Everton, you've been in Zambia. Um, did you ever imagine that kind of like career path when you started out in football?
Yes and no. My goal in 2012 when I left Poland was to gain uh, as much and as much experience and knowledge abroad and also diverse knowledge, because what I found out at some point in my early career that there's so many ways to coach and manage football that I wanted to learn many different ways and then pick the best practices to my philosophy. So yeah, I was open to travel in different countries, but going first time to England, moving there, I didn't know that I will end up coaching on three different continents.
Uh, you started as a youth coach in Śląsk in
Yes.
Poland, and then you moved to Everton. Um, what would you say the difference between the two clubs were? Obviously, Everton, people say, the Premier League, the greatest league in the world, greatest academies in the world. Could you notice there was that huge difference, or
Yeah, so the transfer market, yeah, there is a gap that doesn't show the several years between Śląsk and Everton. I would like to go through that as well. So in Śląsk, it was Ekstraklasa team, just won the Polish championship. The academy was quite good, but I wanted to test myself abroad. That's why I moved to England. And first, my English was, I would say, average. So I started as a warehouseman to learn English. And then I got the first volunteering job in Ipswich Town Development Center. I coached Sunday League, which was also a very good experience to me. And then after a year in England, I found a job in United States with education, coaching education, and like a elite grassroots program. And then I've been there for 3 years, educating coaches in different states. And after several years, um, one of the coaches I worked with, Irish coach, he started working with Everton, and he remembered me from United States, and they were doing international projects. One in Thailand, where one of the co-owners or big sponsors was from in the past, and one in Norwalk, Connecticut. And one of the like a starting directors that time was Tosh Farrell, who has been in Everton for many years, and they wanted UEFA A license coaches from Europe. So I moved to Connecticut and I spent 3 years working there. Obviously, we played many friendly games, like going to Everton, playing at Fitch Farm, like also like exchanging knowledge and everything, because the purpose was to bring a player from United States to Everton. And at that point, football in or soccer in United States was growing very fast. So that was the objective, to start like finding these young good players. We managed to send one boy at that time, but he ended up going to Germany eventually. Didn't make it to Premier League. Obviously, Premier League is like top of the top, so it's not easy. But that was very good and interesting 3 years in my career, because that was my first kind of contact and experience with like a top clubs. However, there was very hard to move to professional football. So I decided after 6 years in the United States to go back to Europe, to coaching school in Barcelona, where I studied for 4 months. Then I got my first professional coaching job in Poland in second division as an assistant. From there was Legia Warsaw 2 years, and Legia sent me for 3 weeks to Zambia for a scouting project, and because they wanted to buy a club in Zambia to build like a scouting hub. I brought a report. I said it's a great market because there's not many clubs from other countries in Europe. It's quite cheap to develop a club. So Legia wanted to buy a club there, but the owners didn't find the agreement. And then the owner of the club from Lusaka called me and he said, "Hey, Slawomir, I didn't sign it with Legia. Would you like to come by yourself?" And I said, "Oh, no way, by myself I'm not going. You know, it's different to come with Legia when you have support of a huge club in Poland. You can bring people, you know, you're in touch and everything is better than by myself." But he kept calling, and I was like, okay, how many times in my life I'm gonna have opportunities to work in Africa? So I moved to Zambia. But after a year, I got a job offer from my mentor in Poland, second division. I went there to work with him. However, 6 months, I got a job offer in Lithuania as a head coach, and I thought it's a good opportunity for me to grow and also do my UEFA Pro license. So I moved there. We won the league, broke the record of the league. There was some financial issues in the club, so I moved to Estonia. And again, we won the league, breaking records. So it's quite interesting that with my assistant Tabiso Marketa, who's with me here as well. He's from South Africa. We won 2 leagues in 2 seasons, breaking 2 records. You know, so I hope that's not the end of successful period. But I'm realistic. I know Premium Liga, which will be much more difficult, and that's gonna be a real test for us.
So with the break in the records, the Man United job's probably available at the end of the year. So I wonder if they're watching.
Yeah, my assistant is a huge fan of United.
Hey, there you go. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Um, just move to Zambia a minute, because obviously it's not the traditional move for a coach in Europe to move to Africa and manage and all that. Obviously, being from Poland, where you get cold weather and all this, and the football's, I can imagine, slightly different. How much of a culture shock is that to go from Europe to Zambia?
Uh, before going to Zambia, I have visited Cuba. I was in Bolivia, so I was in I would say less developed countries. So I saw how it is. Uh, However, first couple days in Zambia were not easy. But then I found out like us human beings, like we can adapt to anything, you know. And the moment I realized that I shouldn't look at Zambia through European standards, I started understanding that this is normal life. It's just different standards. People are still smiling, joking, you know, get together. Are just standards and conditions are a little bit different. However, if we're talking about the club, I was surprised by the level of professionalism because stadium was really nice. And it's not like typical picture from Africa, you know, picture of beach without the grass, you know, and stuff like that. Like it was really nice stadium. We have a good fan base. The club was well known, so I've adapted very well. And if you mentioned the weather, Zambian winter was the most beautiful winter I've ever experienced. You know, so between 22 to 26 degrees, sunny, not too hot, not too cold. It was really nice. I enjoyed it a lot.
Would you consider doing like another project like that in the future?
Yes, definitely. One of the reasons why I decided to go to Zambia is because what I said going back to 2012, I wanted to get diverse experience from all over the world. Yeah. And also, I thought like working in Europe, the culture, people like are similar. You can get quick understanding of cultural difference. But I thought like going to Zambia and trying to understand how it works there, you know, communicate with people. Everyone speaks English, so that wasn't a problem. But communicating in terms of, you know, the values, the standard, how you talk to each other. You know, I thought like it's gonna be a huge test for me and improvement for my personality. So that's why I went there. After a year, I loved it. The club wanted to keep me. But yeah, I decided to go back to Poland because at that point also it was important to me to do UEFA Pro license, and coaching in Africa it would be difficult, you know. So now once I got my pro license several months ago, I'm open to go to Africa, especially that when I visited my assistant in Durban, South Africa, I saw beautiful stadiums, nice games. I've been to Tanzania. I saw young Africans or Simba, big African clubs. The football is can be a really good level there. Also financially, it's they can compete with decent leagues in Europe. Not top five, obviously, but I would say with all the countries in Central Europe.
I think it's something, especially in the media over here in England. We've just had the AFCON, and the tournament tends to get disrespected a hell of a lot. Um, so what's one thing that you would say coaching in Africa has helped you develop as a coach in, like you're saying, the standards, the stadiums, the grasses, it's not what, you know, people portray. So how would you say it's helped develop you?
Empathy, you know, understanding of human beings, when they come from, you know, even if the first team in city of Lusaka Football Club, all the players were like professional players, have salary to make it living. Some academy players, you know, they were coming and hoping to make it to the first team. And one time I had a situation when it was like maybe 4 p.m. after our training, after work, I went to see academy session, and I see one boy is not performing well, and I knew that he's a good player. So I called him and I was like, "Hey, what's wrong?" I thought it's a problem with motivation. Maybe he's lazy. And he told me, "Coach, I haven't eaten today." And then I think, okay, like, so how can he perform at 4 p.m. If he hasn't had any meal on that day, you know? So then when you think about this, you start appreciating simple things in your life. And also, you know, you start understanding others that, and also what you sometimes see, you know, it's not what it is. You know, I thought the boy is maybe lazy, lack of motivation, and he was just hungry. You know, and even in our society here, okay, people are not hungry, but sometimes we talk to someone and we judge too easily instead of trying to understand real reasons. You know, why people are behaving certain way.
Yeah, nice. From a youth coach to an assistant coach to a head coach, is the transition difficult to like rise up in those ranks, or is it quite straightforward?
There are always challenges, you know. In it depends on of personality. Like for to me, moving from youth coaching to professional football, I put a lot of pressure on myself. You know, I entering professional football, I didn't think like, okay, it's my beginning, I have time, I can learn. I was like, no, like I go to professional football, I have to be immediately, you know, meeting the standards and be the best as I can, you know. But I've had this always in youth football. When I was going to a new club, to new level, different environment, I was always demanding a lot from myself. So basically, there was more like pressure and stress coming from inside than from outside. But I think this helped me to learn and improve standards quite quickly. And yeah, I also believe it's a reason why we recently had some good results.
Uh, what changed the most when you became a head coach, like going to Lithuania?
I felt kind of like a freedom, you know, because as an assistant, as long as I wanted to be the best as I can, I always wanted to be loyal to the head coach. And you know, many times you have different vision, but because of the loyalty and the respect that I think is more important than knowledge in football, some ideas like I wanted to try, but I couldn't, you know. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just assistant position. I accepted it. Okay, it is what it is. But one day I had a strong desire to test my ideas, So then when I become a head coach, I'm like, okay, now it's freedom. Now I can do everything what I believe or what I learned in different countries in England, United States, Bolivia, Africa, and or Spain. And I felt like now I can do everything my way. I feel like more free, and also I like the responsibility. As an assistant, I enjoy my job. Playing against Wisla Krakow with 32,000 people at the stadium. It's a great experience. But as a head coach, you also feel this type of excitement when you know you're responsible for your staff, you're responsible for your players. You try to help them to be successful. Starting from your assistants, you want them to learn to improve. Also the players. So it keeps me going. And. Gives me a lot of energy and very very there are very short periods when I'm tired of this job. Basically, I can do it like long hours and I still have energy. So I think that's the biggest difference.
You spoke about being loyal to the manager as an assistant manager. Are there times where you really think, like, obviously you don't have to go to, like, you think, God, this guy's an idiot. I feel like I could do a lot better,
No,
or
I never thought like this about. I also don't think like this about other people. He's idiot or something like going back to judging, unless it's a joke. Sometimes you joke, so you use this
yeah,
type of terms. But in normal adult's life, I always think, okay, as a head coach, you have a right to do things your way, and I was always putting my ego into the pocket, and I'm like, okay, this is my role, this is my job, I have to do my role as best as I can. And look, if you want to work as an assistant, you also accept that this is gonna be like that you don't decide about everything. And some coaches give you more freedom, some coaches give you less freedom, but it is what it is. If you don't like it, resign and go somewhere else. But I was never afraid of saying what I think, and it's not in like a disrespectful way. I think it's a matter of respect. I think I have to tell the coach what I really think, so then he makes a decision based on, a different perspective. And then when I tell him, hey, I think like this, I would do this like that, and then you're a head coach, you decide. But I think my job is to give you different perspective. So there are challenging moments when, for example, you throw ideas, and then they kill it, they kill it, they kill it, and you start losing motivation. But you need to understand that, okay, like my job uh, is not to make him follow my ideas. My job is to give him ideas, yeah, different perspective, and then respect his decisions. Okay, was I happy with this? Not always, it's difficult, but I think it's also a matter of professionalism that it's not always how we want, but you still have to, maintain certain standards.
Cool. Uh, Nõmme United. Um, they were in the Premier League a couple of years ago. Didn't really go to plan. They were like quite disappointing. I feel most people feel like they kind of gave up halfway through the season. Got relegated to the Liga. Uh, you took charge. How did you know it was the right project for you?
When I got a first call, I didn't know if it's the right project for me or not. But when Mart Pom invited me for 2 days in Tallinn, he showed me the club. We met, we talked about goals. I saw the environment that Mart has created. I met also Ivar Vendelin, who is on board, and Martin Klassen, who was CEO. And when I saw involvement of these people, uh, the direction where they're gonna go, I felt that they learned from a failure in Premium Liga last time, and now we are wiser and we have more knowledge how to avoid these mistakes going forward. Obviously, the league and reality will show whether we learned or not. But I believe we made less mistakes that it's been done before. So basically, they convinced me to come. And when I saw the training facilities, also it was a big argument for me because I worked in the Baltic countries, so I know how it is. Teams are like have one office in one place, then pitches in another place. In winter, you go somewhere else to rent a pitch. And in terms of training facilities, we have everything in one place. Nice building with good offices. We have a conference room that we can use as much as we can. Uh, we have artificial pitch with a dome, so in the winter we don't have to drive around the city. We have a gym, sauna, two saunas, cafeteria with lunches. So basically, it's I know it's nothing amazing for like Western European countries, but here in the Baltic countries, it's not a standard for many clubs. So I saw that the club will give me tools to really apply my ideas and improve players. Because in FK Riterai, as long as I love the staff and players, and we've had an amazing group of people, logistically we've been wasting a lot of time traveling. You know, like for example, when I wanted to do some individual sessions with players, then we had to do it in the locker room with laptop on my knees, you know, and these are not the conditions to do efficient and good work. And here we don't have time limitations. So I bring players and before training, after training. So basically, we have also like a aerobic room where we do activation and cognitive exercises. So we've created like a similar environment to professional clubs that I know from Poland. Players don't come only for 90 minutes of training. They spend here up to 4 hours, including pre-training meetings, analysis, training, cognitive exercises. They stay for lunch, then they have training analysis. And basically we turn it into, I think, good standard professional environment if we talk about Baltic countries.
How would you compare the standard of S-Liga compared to your time in Lithuania?
I think it's very similar. If you go to UEFA rankings, Estonia is a little bit higher, you know, just a little bit. The national team is like couple places higher, and the league also is couple places higher than Lithuania. However, I think Lithuania has more potential because the league is more competitive, you know. Everyone can win with everyone. Uh, Also, the country has bigger population and you can bring more foreigners. So if you can bring more foreigners, you can bring more players from outside to rise the level. Obviously, then local players get hurt on that. But I think that improves the level. In Estonia, you have top five and bottom five, and it's top five almost never change. Yeah, in Lithuania, it always rotates. Okay, top three recent years are the same clubs, but you know, 4 or 5, Banga last year, Suduva this year, you know, Hegelman, Kauno Žalgiris. It's more competitive. Here, you know, you have top five teams. It's hard to challenge them. However, this is going to be our goal. Besides, you know, staying in the league and not getting relegated, I want to cause them some problems and change this order. But we know it's not going to be easy because for new coming team, it's also difficult to adjust to the pace and the level of Premium Liga. At this point, I would compare two leagues like very similar. However, in the future, it depends on you know, FA decisions how they're gonna strategize. But I think Lithuania may grow faster. But if Estonia is gonna come up with some good ideas how to improve the league and the competition, it also can go up because it's not about the population. Yeah, you have small countries in Europe that have football on a very good level.
What do you think is the number one thing Estonia needs to do to get to that next level?
I think definitely bring more competition. find some ways to even up the level between top 5 and the bottom 5. So when the league is more competitive, then more sponsor will come. Yeah. Also, if you have competitive league, it's gonna force everyone to find new solutions. Yeah, more sponsors, like higher, improved standards. Nothing motivates you more than a failure. And now, if you have top teams always winning, and they kind of know they fight for Europe every year, then I think it's not an environment when the league is growing. And also, from what I know, the FA is running the league, and I think the league should be commercialized and should be separated from FA. So the league should be run by businessmen, because people from business, they can think how to commercialize, how to bring more people to stadium, how to bring more people to watch it. Yeah, FA, these are football people. They know football. They have experience. They can think about structure, how to bring more competition in terms of the football standards. But the league should be run by businessmen, and I think great example is Polish Ekstraklasa. The moment they separated two bodies, FA from the league has grown like crazy because the guys from business, they started thinking, okay, how we can bring more people, how we can commercialize. They started bringing more technology. Now the league is providing clubs technology, like statistical reports and I'm not talking even about Wisecout, but during the game in Ekstraklasa, every 15 minutes, the staff on the bench is receiving statistical report from the game. Then clubs don't have to travel to different stadiums to scout. Now there is Panoris technology that give you recording of tactical camera from every single game. In the past, for example, when I worked in second division, still like that. If you want to analyze opposition, you watch videos, but also you travel. So then I had to travel, for example, 4 to 6 hours to watch a game and come back. It's full day. Now you just go online, you download the game from tactical camera, you save 8 hours, and you can actually analyze and do actual work instead of spending time in the car. You have a lot of support, I said, instead of in terms of technology, but also the league is providing, for example, in second league, they're providing cars to each club. Everyone plays with a one ball, so you sign a sponsor contract with, for example, one provider. Yeah, and everyone gets game balls, so you sell that, you make some money. Like here, every game we play with different balls. It's not also convenient. So like small things that football people don't see. Like guys from business, always their job is to think and sit and think how we can improve the finances of this league. Because if the finances are growing, they are making money. Yeah. And then football people like FA or us, we can think how to rise standard in football, better coaching, better academies, better youth competition, and stuff like that. Then I think the league will be growing. And I think the first league that will go this direction and Baltic countries, they will just go higher up than the other two.
Yeah, it's a nice answer actually. Um, what are your expectations for this upcoming season?
My expectations, I try to not have like goals. We want to get this number of points or this place. Uh, we go more like week by week, and we have the same philosophy as last year. I tell players after every game or after the season, I want each of us to look in the mirror and say like, I've done everything. Even if we get relegated, and you can stand in front of the mirror and say, I've done everything, then what can you do? They were just better. And if you lose competition because others are better, but you've done your 100%, then you can accept it. But if you if you feel that you could have done something more, you could have worked harder, you could have, I don't know, had extra training, better preparation, whatever, then you feel that, disappointment, and it sits in you, So every game we try to approach like that. Okay, if we do our 100%, if we lose the game, we can accept it, but we cannot accept that we don't give 100%.
I want to ask about we get a lot of messages about Ego Iwanupu. He scores a lot of goals. We've asked coaches before on what they think about him. So I just want to know your opinion of him. Like how far do you think he can go?
Uh, he he should be already abroad, in my opinion. The problem is the problem are his injuries. Yeah, because he picks up some small injuries here and there, and this stops his improvement. But I've worked in many different countries. In Legia Warsaw, I worked with Polish national team players. Some players play abroad now in Holland, in Italy, in Switzerland. And Egert Unapu has exceptional finishing. He can finish from both feet, from different spots. Is just something that it's hard to coach. He just has it. And now we are working on him to send him abroad for assessment to make sure that he's prepared well for the season. And I think if he's gonna have full season without injuries, he'll be scoring. He just has this natural instinct, So my job is just to create him chances, because I'm not gonna teach him how to score. He already has it. And I think if he's going to play full season, score some goals, then he will go abroad. But it's not only, about that. It's also about the health. But looking at his numbers, it's just crazy. Okay, I understand that Liga is not also a very strong league, but you have players from Premium Liga going to play for under 21 sometimes. They don't score that much. You have other strikers, they don't score that much. It's another level. So I still believe in him. I believe in him, and yeah, we do our best to make sure that he'll be ready for the season. Maybe not for first or second game, but I hope he'll help us this year.
A quick note on pre-season. So you've done two pre-season games so far. I believe you've won them both. I know we did message you last week, and you said results don't matter. It's about fitness and all that kind of stuff. How do you find pre-seasons going so far?
It's not like results don't matter. It's always better to win than lose. Yeah, but I wouldn't build my I don't know any like a long-term conclusion based on first two games. Because other coaches are experimenting, we are experimenting, trying different players playing together. Okay, I'm happy we won against Levadia and Narva, but league game will be the best 11 against best 11. It's not going to be like some players rotating, giving playing time to others. So it's going to be different type of competition. And also from my experience, I've seen many clubs having like an awful preseason and winning later, and or winning preseason and then having problems. Like it's a good example are my two last seasons in FK Ritere. We have won all the preseason games, and then we won the league. We kept winning. Yeah. Last year with Nõmme United, we lost everything. Only one game, I think we won. Yeah, we won one game. We lost most of them, maybe one tie, and the season was also very good. So I think until the first game, many things can change, because what I want from preseason are answer to my questions. Yeah, I need to have answer regarding players' performance, what they can give me on different positions in different situations, how they deal in different moments with different moments and scenarios of the game. So, for example, last year we've been training in a certain structure most of the preseason. But I saw, okay, it's not working, it's not working, it's not working. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give it another week. If it's not working, I'm changing. And 2 weeks before the league started, I made changes, not in the style. The style was the same one, but we changed structure and couple things, and then and then the season was good, you know. So I wouldn't, go too far after these two games. We are still testing, but I'm happy with winning. I think it's also a good sign.
Should we expect any more players coming in, or you happy with what
Yes,
you
we're
got?
looking for two more players. We need more competition in the back line and in the middle.
Yeah, nice, nice. Um, I think that answers the questions. So if we move to our quickfire questions, so
I'm
nothing
afraid
personal,
of this one.
just a bit of fun and a bit of light-hearted things to end it all. So we'll start with the first one. If you could sign any one player for Nõmme United this season, but they're currently playing in Estonia, who would it be?
That they're currently playing in Estonia. That's it's a tricky question because two players that we're looking for abroad because from Estonia it's hard to bring someone. But if I could bring, okay, if you asked me this 6 months ago, it would be Guillermo Smith.
Mm.
Now, okay, Sapinen maybe not because Egert will be back. Hmm. From Estonia. Okay, keeper also. We have good keeper. It's difficult question. Well, I was expecting something much easier. Mm, Marcus Pom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
nice. Who
Because
do
Bring him
you
home.
think
now
is
we need player in the middle. So it's not like I was thinking about the best player in the league. I thought who we need the most and who could fill this gap. I think Marcus would be the best signing right now.
yeah, nice. Yeah, nice. Who do you think is currently the best player in the world right now?
Uh, hmm. It was easier when you could choose between Ronaldo and Messi. Now it's more
Mm.
difficult. The season
That's
is
what
still going. Sorry?
the question used to be Messi or Ronaldo, but then they got a bit older, so we had to like change the question up a little bit.
Yeah. You know, since I become a head coach, I don't follow many leagues to be honest, because I watch last year my friend asked me, "Hey, did you see Premier League on this?" And bro, I'm watching like 3, 4 games of SC Liga a week. I don't have time for Premier League or
Same.
other leagues. But uh, I like Barcelona, uh, maybe Yamal.
Yeah.
But to be honest,
Yeah,
I don't even know how is he doing now, because I haven't
I
watched
don't
Barcelona
know.
for a while.
We're in the same boat as you. Yeah, we just watch Liga and Premier League, so it's
Yeah.
yeah, we don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your go-to snack?
Uh, you know, this one is quite easy. I love biltong. It's
Nice.
South. Do you know it?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it's
the
like
jerky.
South African. Yeah, it's different than jerky. Jerky is like very hard, but
Yeah,
biltong is like juicy and salty. It's amazing. So Tabiso, my assistant, every time when he goes to South Africa, he has a task to bring me some biltong. That's the best
nice.
one for sure. Number one.
If you were to be transformed into an animal, what would it be and why?
Animal. Huh. I would like to say lion because I think. mm, maybe I cannot say that I'm not afraid because I'm still kind of sometimes afraid of things, but I find courage to do things that are difficult for me. Like, even going to England 15 almost years ago, it wasn't easy. Or moving to Zambia. I think uh, I can do difficult things, but also I spent a lot of time thinking, analyzing, reading some stuff like philosophy, looking for new ideas, try to break the pattern that everyone is thinking, try to find differences or something that other teams are not doing that we can do to give us advantage. So I don't know, what's the animal that is known for thinking a lot?
Oh, I don't know.
What is, so either would be a lion or uh, I don't know, some animal that spends a lot of time
That's
just
smart.
sitting thinking.
Dolphins are quite smart.
Dolphins? Okay, it can be dolphin.
Yeah,
But
dolphin.
they're
Yeah.
smart. I don't know if I'm smart. I'm thinking a lot. It's two different things.
Yeah.
All right,
Fair enough.
let's stay with lion.
Yeah. Lions are cooler. If you could choose one song to play every time you walked into a room for the rest of your life, what would it be?
So walk in my room. Where do you get these questions from? It's you go to Chat GPT and ask, hey, give me the most difficult questions to answer.
Oh, this is before ChatGPT. These are 5 years old, these questions.
The song. Uh, I think okay, I have one. It's an old Polish artist from like 70s, 80s. Uh, Marek Grechuta, Tyle było
Okay.
dni. It's
Okay.
like
Okay.
a song about uh, there was so many days, like there was so many great days, and there are still more coming. I mean, that's just a short uh, explanation. But I can send you a link later, if you want.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
go
for
for
it.
it.
Or you can sing it.
Uh, next question, please.
Would you rather travel to the past or the future?
Uh, future. I've been in the past. I've experienced, and I believe future will bring me something nice and yeah, future.
Yeah, nice. What would you choose as your last meal on Earth?
Last meal, uh, probably a good steak. I think good steak would be my last meal.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. How much does the amount of traffic affect your mood?
Uh, there's almost no traffic in Tallinn, so I don't have this experience. But in United States, you know how it is there. Like you spend a lot of time in your car, so it's been affecting my mood at the beginning. But later, I started listening to podcasts and try to use this time more efficiently. So I learned how to live with it. But traffics in the States are just it's something else. If you experience traffic in the United States, then everywhere you go is just easier.
What was it like in Zambia?
It wasn't bad. Okay, the rush hours, like every big city, I lived in Lusaka, the capital city, but it wasn't a disaster. You had to spend in the traffic some I don't know extra 15 minutes, but also I never drove from one to another side of the city in the rush hours. I had to go in maybe central of the city or something like downtown, but it wasn't a disaster. But
Cool.
people were saying like it's sometimes as bad, but I didn't
Yeah.
experience that.
What would you say is your worst habit?
My worst habit, my worst habit. Uh, there are several for sure. One is I don't have only one bad habit. Uh, delaying some decisions, because I always try to think about the best solution and like finding the right moment to, okay, I don't have all the information. I have to make a decision. Just let's make it on base what we have. And sometimes, okay, let me think about it. Let me think about it, and it goes too long. And it's good because I make probably better decision, but also I spent a lot of energy on thinking about this decision. So I think like I would just say overthinking sometimes.
Okay, and last one could be English, Polish, Estonian, or any language that you know. Do you have a favorite word?
Uh, I mean I don't have, it's not my favorite word, but this is the word that in every country where I coached, people learned it pretty fast. But it's not it's not the word that I can use it publicly. If you know Polish people, I'm sure you have heard this word.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the word that especially players can hear like quite often, but I'm not gonna use it.
So right, we can use our imagination. We did say before we come on, we were looking at it saying, I wonder if the favorite word's going to be this word. And then yeah. Yeah, there we are.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for coming on, Slawomir. It's been great to talk to you. Really interesting bloke, down to earth. Um, yeah, so thanks for taking time out in speaking to us.
Hey, thank you guys very much for the invitation. Honestly, I enjoyed the conversation. You are prepared. You have some good questions, and I think the structure of the podcast was not like sometimes interview. You just sit and answer because you have to. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that a lot, and I wanted to say also a big thank you for for being interested in Estonian league because people like you also give the league some exposure, and I think that's important because as long as I know Estonian football is not top of the world, it's a higher level than everyone thinks. Even for myself from Poland, coming here, I thought it's like pretty bad, but then when I saw how it really is, it's decent professional standard. So thank you guys for promoting this and doing what you do.
Yeah. Cheers. Someone's got to do it.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
but yeah, good luck with the season. We
Right.
hope you stay up. It's always nice to see the teams not go straight back down and compete. So yeah, we're hoping you can have a successful season.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
No worries.
yeah.
Cheers.
All right. Thank you guys. Bye bye.
Cheers. Bye bye.
Cheers.